Well, there's a little bit of panic moment right now. In a couple of days or so, less than maybe starting tomorrow evening, actually, we're gonna get some cold towards the low 40s, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do to get all these orchids in either the shed or the sunroom. Um, the sunroom for sure won't fit everything, I don't think, no. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. The sunroom was pretty full last year when I just had my orchids. And I think I had a lot on the floor too. This year I've got all those rescue orchids from Williams collection, and that's going to be a huge amount. So I am thinking maybe the game plan is to just hang all my orchids in the sunroom, the ones that had fit in there, and then get Williams orchids in trays or baskets or containers. I found some containers in the trash one day. These they look like laundry baskets, so they'll have a little bit of depth at the bottom to catch water when I water them. So let me see if I can show you what they look like. This is what I found in the trash. 3 of them, but that's not going to be enough. I've got stuff like this, and basically I'm trying to look for containers that will hold a little bit of water. I forgot that I have these containers too. 2, 4, 6, 7 of them, and they fit a lot of stuff in there. I remember I used a bunch of these last year, carrying and watering in the sunroom with them. So, and I think I got 2 more this year than last year. So some of you might recognize what this is. It's from the a hospital. It's I believe there's some kind of surgical kit that comes in them. So I was able to get some of these. If you know someone that works in a hospital, you're very fortunate to score some of these. So they come with this really heavy-duty Velcro. I just gotta cut them off, and I reused the Velcro too. In fact, I reused it in the outdoor curtains I made right here. See those curtains? They're being held. I sold let me get my finger off that thing so it stops focusing my finger. But basically I sew the curtains with the Velcro attached to them, and the Velcro wraps around the conduit, and they're really nice Velcro, super sturdy. All right, got the Velcro off of that last one, and I think I am ready. All right, so let's start packing them and bring them into the sunroom and see how many trays we can put in the floor. I think I'm gonna start first hanging the ones from my collection, my orchid collection, on the 3 what do you call them, hangers I have. Metal conduit hangers that I use in the sunroom. I brought them out here to use out here to double duty actually during the off season, or I'm sorry, during the warm weather. I use the conduit here, and then I bring them into the sunroom once it gets cold. Bring it back in. The only problem is I obviously can't do what do you call it? I'll have to take them all off. I'll have to take them all off here first, so it'll be double work, but that's okay. It's not too bad. There's not too many out here. I'm just hanging the big ones out here. So, all right. Here's the sunroom, and there are the ropes that are going to hold the conduits so that we could hang some of the orchids. And we have this wall that we're going to hang a lot of the small orchids or baby orchids that are in the outdoor shower up here. My problem is, so I'm planning to bring a hose through one of these windows so I could just water in here. Let's see. So the only problem is I'm worried about is this wood paneling. I didn't have enough of the outdoor, what do you call it, siding to put on that side, and I really honestly haven't prioritized to redo that side. So maybe watering this year, I'll just have to be careful. Luckily, it's mostly this side that's going to get wet, since the hanging orchids, or I mean the little bit orchids will be on this side, and then the hanging ones will be up here, and water will just drip down here. And down here is perfectly fine to get wet. Of course, this used to be the outdoor porch, and this is just concrete. It'll be all right to get wet. Of course, I've got to clean this place up first. Hello, good morning. This is where we have last left off, and I've got a shelf in here. I was able to get one bar in with some help and another bar in, and this year I think before I go any further I should actually put another curtain up, because every year the sheer curtain is not enough to block a lot of the sun out, because this is south facing and it gets really hot in here, and on top of that I have the heater that vents out here from the living room, so it will be doubly hot in here, I guess you could say. That side is openable. That's a plexi panel that goes up here, and I think what I'll have is a box fan right there, and it'll be on whenever the heater is on, so that it can circulate, because that's the one thing I'm going to worry about this year, is how much heat is going to be in here. I've got, you know, and I was panicking earlier, but I really actually have a lot of space, even with the addition of Williams orchids, because of this wall right here, and I haven't even filled the top yet. The only reason I'm going to fill the top is I can't reach it without a stool, and I realized that last year what I did was I hung wire hangers up there, like, and it was catasetums mostly, but I would hang the wires hanger up there so that the height of that orchid will be just reachable up here, just with the tippy toeing, and so the top, very top portion would just be open space, and but so all this side are some of Williams orchids that came from the outdoor shower, and then on this side are mostly, yeah, they're all mine from the outdoor shower, and I think I'm gonna have some space here for some more. I don't want to fill that area, because I think really actually all of this area gets really hot. Heat rises, so it'll get really hot up there. I'm gonna keep a lot of the large plants and orchids over here. Luckily this year I don't have to put any seeds in here, any of the seedlings in here. I have that hoop house that I'm going to use for seedlings, and I'm going to use also the shed to bring the seedlings back and forth when the time comes that I have to start seedlings again for spring or even winter plants. So this shelf is bigger than the one that I used last year. Last year it was like a 1.5, maybe 1 foot wide. It's a really small one, and this year it's a much bigger one. So Yeah, I can fit more on there. And I'm going to bring the Phalaenopsis out here so that they can get cold, a period of cold to induce this bloom spike. And yesterday I was watering the orchids in the kitchen. Two of the Phalaenopsis already have orchid spikes. So I guess the kitchen got a little cold in the last few nights. But tonight's the night that I got to prepare for. I think I've got like more than half of it in, and I didn't show you yet. The other part that I've got filled is one of the bedrooms. Let me take you there. And then these that are in a spare bedroom, that our guest bedroom, are in on a clothes rack, because these are the ones that I've recently got from Lowe's. All right, we are getting close to getting done. It's and we still have vandas to go, and a few more hanging items, and still lots of space on the 2 metal conduit bars. Got some more down here. See if I can zoom outward. There we go. All right, so this is what we got left. And just gonna use the trays on some more in the back area. And I'm going to try to group them together based on, you know, whether it's William's collection, just in case there's still some issues, versus mine original orchids here. Okay. We have some larger pot that still needs to go in. And I have a tray that may fit in some of the larger pots. And the vandas will go in last, because I'm going to try to water them as much as I can before tonight. And they're going to hang inside we have a mud room, and I'm going to use a clothes rack to hang them on. So we got all that out, all these. Okay, so this is where the vandas will go on this clothes rack, and it's right by a window that is south facing, so lots of bright light there too. And then behind me is the back door, so I can go back and forth with the vanda pretty easily, because I'd like to still keep watering the vanda as often as I can. And in the winter, sometimes I'm able to do that, you know, 3 or 4 times a week. But right now I don't have the curtain up, just because the bright light is going to cause the camera not to have the right lighting while I'm filming. But once I pull it up, it's really bright, and it's I can also filter that light with the curtain. Okay, I am done, believe it or not. This shelf held a lot of orchids, thank goodness for that. And I decided to put the fan this side instead, so that I can have easy access to turning off and on, rather than run over there each time. And I have the window behind the fan open, and the window over there at the other end open, so we should have some air exchange. This is what it looks like. So I got a lot on that shelf. got the blooming dendrobiums up on the top so that I can enjoy it looking at it from in the living room. And there is the wall of smaller orchids. And then these, there's a few in baskets. I ended up actually not needing so many containers after all, because there's so many just hanging up, and there's so many more hanging on in one of the bedrooms in a rack, a clothes rack. And these, I can take these trays out real quick. There's just a few scragglers that we'll bring a basket for. But for now, it's better to just leave it in singles for space, so that it doesn't take up more depth space. Right, that's what it looks like in the sunroom. This is Dendrobium royal genting. I have never had so many buds on one spike on this medium, midi, I call it midi, M-I-D-I, midi versus mini and mega dendrobium, are from Lowe's bag babies that I purchased throughout the year. And they are completely disease-free that I know of, so I want to keep them that way. Because the sunroom is so congested, and there are also a few, maybe 3 or 4 really important orchids that I like so much, that I looked for, took a long time to look for, and I am keeping them in the kitchen. You know, I think we ought to start a new tag. We ought to call it hashtag house taken over by orchids, or even bedroom taken over by orchids. Okay, I've got my hoop house covered too. Woohoo! Now I am really ready. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all get your plants taken care of as well. And good luck to you all too. Bye-bye.